with happily ever after, etc. And welcome back to another garden video. It is rainy, it is cold, I don't know why, it is April, so it has been hot spring out here, but it's my day off and I've got things to do, so that's what we be doing today. And today we are working on potting up some of the larger plants that I picked up at this year's Master Gardener sale in my pots. So while I do have a beautiful garden, I don't have a lot of space for larger plants. So one of the best way to keep things that get big, size controlled, is to put them in pots. Now some of them will have to be up potted over time, that's fine. But we can also just keep them cut back. Of course, that's a lot more maintenance, but it's worth it if you have things that you want. And if at some point these things outgrow my space, I will bring them to my mom's house and plant them in her garden. So first things first, my two little trees here, hate it here. As you can see, they are dead. And I got this tree on sale last winter, to replace the one that had died. But then the second one died, and then this one died. So we're not buying any more of those for this spot, because while they did well the first year, the second year they just couldn't make it. So clearly they don't like it here. Fine. Story, lesson, learned. Sometimes you just have to learn where things go. So we are going to be putting a beauty bush on this side and a fragrant Snowball Viburnum on this side. Again, not sure that these are going to stay here, but I have both of these plants that I bought. They need to go somewhere. They're small enough for now that they'll do well here. When they get bigger, they may need to move. But this spot does get sun. It doesn't get full sun. So they're probably not going to get as big as quickly without full sun and in a pot. We also have a few things down in my other pot places that need to be done. I have a button bush, similar to a beautyberry, but it has little white buttons on it. We have a Turk's cap to plant. That may be it. I thought there was 5 things, but I'm only seeing 4. I've kind of put them around the garden so that I could pop some extra of my watering stakes in them for the last week so that I didn't have to come out and hand water them. So we will be going around the garden, collecting them like Pokemon and putting them in the pots that they're meant to go in. And we will see how this goes. I'm not quite sure how taking these plants out of these pots is going to go. It may take out the whole root ball because they have been in the pots for a while. Here's my Turk's cap. Yep, it's going to take out the whole root ball. Which is fine, but my drip goes up through the pot. So I'm gonna have to cut it out of there. I'll bring these to Mom's. She could put them in her compost pile. Now, as you saw, in the wind, these 2 pots fall right over. It must be the shape of the pots because they're a little curved on the bottom. The rest of my pots up here don't do that. Now my big one like that is sitting in a pot stand. So I did get some little pot feet. I'm going to try to put them behind the pot to help try to keep it upright. If this doesn't work, I'll have to get more pot stands. They're really cute, but I got them at an estate sale. Not quite sure where I'd get another one. All right, y'all. Our beauty bush. Oh, nope, this is the fragrant snowball is planted. Still working on the path. You can see my wheelbarrow. I feel like I will always, forever be working on the path. And this is the beauty bush. Now this is the little tree that died first. And I've had this little watering stake in this beauty bush for the last week. And I've had to bring it extra water every day. You can see how sad and limp the leaves are. But it literally rained last night. And this morning when I came out, it was still raining. Everything is wet. Even my tomatoes and cucumbers that are typically struggling about this time of day look great and are standing up. So I'm thinking perhaps it was a double issue of this plant not getting enough water. I need to check the water stake. Could go after I plant everything, turn the water on, see if this one is watering or if I need to replace it. And it was really, really root bound. I have had this plant as a holdover since last year. I got it at the free Arbor Day tree giveaway down at the Botanical Gardens, and I haven't had a chance to plant it. So it might have just been really, really root bound and no longer receiving water. I broke up the root ball, planted it. It has a lot of space in this pot, actually about 2 inches on all sides and the bottom. So should start receiving better water through the roots as long as it's getting water through the watering stake. So we'll check on that. Hopefully she'll be just fine. In the meantime, we're going to go plant the button bush and the Turk's cap. All right, y'all. So we have my button bush here and my Turk's cap here. I do have a rose of Sharon, a purple pillar on the other side of my air conditioner. This is a big blank wall of my house. And while the Peggy Martin is great in covering the fence, I'm still trying to kind of screen in this side. So a few more big plants that take up some height will be great. I've been saving this pot for a tall standard, either an oak leaf hydrangea or a little lime punch or something, a limelight prime. But I bought one a few years ago, 2 years ago now. It was $100, which was a really good price for a standard limelight prime. Planted in this, it looked beautiful for the season, and then it didn't come back, which it should have, especially for that price. So I'm not against getting another one, but I don't know if this is the right spot for it. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do. So for now, I put the button bush in this big pot, and y'all, the rose, Panama rose that was in there did not come back this season. They can be annuals or perennials depending on your climate. It was a beast. It did not want to come out. And this one has been empty since that limelight prime standard died. So Turk's cap in this one, she gets beautiful like teardrop pinkish reddish blooms, and the button bush gets little white pom-pom blooms. So it should be a fun mix. We'll have pink, white, and purple, and then all the plants in front. My eucalyptus is really not doing well here, so we may move her and get something else for this basket. But either way, it's always a work in progress. I'm gonna go turn on my water and make sure everything is getting watered, because it's looking like a few other plants over here aren't either, so I must have a problem somewhere in my watering. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.